And we are looking at topic 7.2, example 2, your introduction to reference angles. So a reference angle is a positive acute angle, acute meaning between 0 and 90 degrees, and it's formed between the terminal side of your angle and always the x-axis. Keep that in mind, it's always the x-axis, not the y-axis, the x-axis. That's where I see my kiddos making the most mistakes. So let's go ahead, let's put an angle on here and take a look. So your initial side, again, your vertex is always starting at the origin, and your initial side lies on the positive x-axis. And I'm going to draw my terminal side, and we'll put it right in here. And so this is my angle theta. And we'll say theta equals 131 degrees. Now let's add in a few more things. We're just going to refresh your memory a little bit. Quadrants. If you're in the upper right, you're in quadrant 1. Upper left is quadrant 2. Lower left, quadrant 3. Lower right, quadrant 4. Also know too, here we're at 0 degrees. Here's 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. And again, if I add another 90 degrees, I am right at 360 degrees, which is a full rotation. And again, remember when we're putting these angles in standard position, our angles go counterclockwise if they're positive. Negative goes clockwise, positive counterclockwise. So my reference angle is this angle right here. It's between 0 and 90 degrees, and it is between the x-axis and the terminal side of my angle. And we call this theta prime. It's just your theta with a little apostrophe next to it. And if I want to calculate the value of my reference angle, let's just write that down here. So this is the notation for reference angle. And I want to calculate that. Well, so if I come over here, I'm at 180 degrees, but my angle hasn't gone that far. I kind of got to kick it back a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract my angle from 180 degrees. It's going to be that difference will be my reference angle. Why did I say 131 degrees? That's my bad. Should be 130 degrees. I'm sorry, guys, my bad. So that is 50 degrees. So that means reference angle is 50 degrees. Now let's do another example. What is the reference angle for a 210 degree angle? Okay, so let's remember this is 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, 360 degrees. And let's graph 210 degrees, standard position. My initial side lies on the x-axis, positive x-axis. And so now I got to figure out where my terminal side is going to be. So if I'm at 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees. Well, 210 is going to be between 180 and 270 degrees. So I'm going to put it in here. So here, we're going to say is 210 degrees. Now my reference angle, again, it is between, here's my terminal side of the angle, and here's the x-axis. So I'm looking for this measurement right here. That's my reference angle. So to calculate that, well, notice I've gone a little bit past 180. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 210 degrees minus 180 to find that difference. And that gets me 30 degrees. And another problem. So theta, oops, I wrote this down in a rush, guys, I'm sorry. This should be your reference angle. You have a reference angle equals 45 degrees. Your terminal side lies in quadrant 4. What are possible positive and negative measures for the angle? Okay, so let's go ahead. We have 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, 360 degrees. And it lies in quadrant 4. So here's quadrant 4, and the reference angle is 45 degrees. So that means from this x-axis to my terminal side of the angle is 45 degrees. So that means the terminal side of my angle is right here. Your initial side always lies right here. There's my angle. My reference angle is 45 degrees. So if I want to calculate the positive angle, so now my positive angle, to go positive, we're going counterclockwise. So you start at the initial side and you come around here. This is your positive angle. So let's see what that equals. Well, that's going to be the whole, if I would have gone a full rotation, that would have been 360, but I didn't go that far. I'm 45 degrees shy of reaching 360. So that means theta equals 360 degrees minus 45 degrees. So theta is 315 degrees. So this is my positive. Now let's do a negative. So if I'm going negative, doing negative, I'm going clockwise. So that means I start at the initial side and I go this way. So now here, theta equals, and because I went clockwise, it is negative. And I know my reference angle is 45 degrees. Well, that's the same distance I've traveled. So this is negative 45 degrees.